Kafe has proven to be incredibly defender-sided over the course of the inaugural season of EUL. The three primary bomb sites, according to my tally mark counted statistics, all favor the defenders well more than 50% of the time. Both kitchen service and bar cocktail being won by the defending team 60% of the time, while they did so 57% of the time when defending reading Fireplace. Though it didn't post the highest stat in this category, and while it isn't the easiest site to defend, reading Fireplace is certainly the most frustrating site to attack on the map. Against a well-coordinated team, whether they choose to play cocktail more turtle-like or extend into freezer like you would when defending bar cocktail proper, the amount of utility and time which is needed to fully clear and garrison cocktail isn't necessarily justified by the control which cocktail provides you over the actual site. Defenders can fairly safely retreat with some minor coordination. Sure, they don't have any utility to protect them on site itself, but generally at this point as the attacking team, you don't either. You also don't have much time, so opening holes above site and sitting on an angle trying to catch out an anchor isn't always a viable option. More than likely, you will need to take gunfights which are generally unfavorable. This is because you are forced to funnel through incredibly tight areas on the map where defenders have their guns pre-pointed. So, how can we avoid this? How do we not feed into the utility soak which a cocktail take becomes? Team Vitality seemed to have an answer for this, which they displayed on Playday 9 during their match against Rogue, an idea which worked quite wonderfully and followed two core principles that on surface level might seem quite paradoxical. 1. Move quickly. 2. Use Montagne. Team Vitality truly showed the strength of Montagne on Kafe, making him the spearhead on all of their attacks except the first. Hungry did a fantastic job of creating the space that his team needed and providing the intel which allowed them to capitalize off that space, and even snagged a few kills for himself. Here, I'll focus on the reading Fireplace attack during round 6. I will first let the round play out in real time, and then offer a quick recap of the player positions and execution. Then, I'll offer some tweaks which could, in my opinion, make this attack even stronger.
Get every win, every bit of confidence that they can, and so far they've struggled to do that even against the weakest teams here in EUL. They drew against Chaos, and we know how frustrated Fabian was after that. Vitality are desperate for some kind of hope that this team, this gamble that they've made is finally working out. This so-called super team is so super after all. And so far they haven't seen that. Maybe there's an opportunity here to get that victory against Rogue and the much needed confidence that comes along with that.
So I'm intrigued here because on the first round, Vitality decided that they would bring a Nomad, and this time they've opted to bring the Gridlock for the first time this series so far. She obviously has those track stingers and does a very similar job of being able to cut off some of those rotations. That's going to be the first set of them being thrown out now as the team decide to move on down red stairs. And what that'll do is it'll just prevent any of those players from Rogue who may be upstairs, flanking down the red stairs after Vitality as they begin to move in towards the site. Now, they did have a really big risk before where you had players like this Mute playing below who could have that C4. So it looks like Vitality just want to deal with it head on.
Yeah, very much a direct push, and once again, Bibu on fire this game. He finds that opening, that's Corey gone down, and the C4 that would no doubt have been in the pocket as well. And yes, indeed, Vitality are going for a very direct push here. Not at all focusing on the top block kill. Bibu, another one. Nothing can stop this man. Vitality in a prime position to end this half in the advantage on their attack. Goga jumps in on the fun. Hungry getting the diffuser down. It's all on Aces and Leon to clutch up. Now Aces can take down Barbie and can't take down the second. Goga's got another one. A 1 versus 4. Surely Bibu's gonna round this kill.
Before jumping into the blueprint, I want to preface it by saying that this is not exactly how this individual round played out. What I attempted to do here is demonstrate how the attackers are meant to move about the map, putting themselves in positions to directly support and protect their teammates. Gridlock deploys her stingers on top red door, just prior to her and Monty dropping in, whereafter they proceed down red stairs. Ash repels on piano window in order to cut off any flanks coming behind them. Habana initially drones, then opens garage in order to prevent any peeks from bottom white onto either Ash or Sledge. After that's clear, she goes up white stairs. Sledge repels onto Fireplace window, opening up lines of sight to cut off rotation. Gridlock and Montagne continue through mining to train, deploying stingers and smokes to cut off 90 rotation. Habana then provides support, cutting off any other late rotations through laundry or reading. For some tweaks, I'd like to have Gridlock open these holes in piano wall if it's soft. This will allow Ash to contest any player who sneaks past her initially. Gridlock and Montagne are the primary clears here, so she needs to be ready for a fight, working around her utility until she can eventually go for the plant. I would also rather have Zofia repel on Fireplace window. This is because her utility allows her to more easily open these lines of sight that cut off these rotations. Also, Sledge's nades really aren't that important in this strat, which is one of the main reasons you generally do take Sledge. The only thing that I'd change about Ashe is to have her on an ACOG. This will allow her to more comfortably take these long-range engagements, which will help clear the top floor easier. After the top floor is clear, she can feel free to rappel into the piano, opening up this hatch, and then contest later from above. Rather than Habana, I'd like to see Buck with a Claymore. He can use this on Bakery Door in order to counter this runout. Beyond that, Buck is just more viable in this situation. His gun is arguably better, he has more destruction capability, and the skeleton key allows him to walk up white much more comfortably. Now, this attack is by no means perfect and can certainly be shut down, but that's not the point. The point is to show that capable and committed teams have the ability to simply avoid what the defense wants them to do. I'm unsure if Fabian made this call pre-round or after some information gathering during the drone phase, but regardless, it shows how having a back pocket strat and ultimately being flexible in your attacks can catch the defense off guard and if done correctly, have positive results. Thank you for watching, and I hope that this was at least somewhat informative and maybe even makes your team reconsider how you take Fireplace reading, or moreover your offensive philosophy in general.